From Disney's Wide World of Sports Complex in Orlando, ESPNU brings the inaugural East meets West High School Football All-Star Game. Dozens of the nation's best players meet in their final high school contest. Hello, high school football fans. Welcome to steamy Orlando, Florida. It is hot here today. Dave Ryan, Kelly Stauffer alongside. We'll hear from Gene Gold, the third member of our crew on the sideline, in a moment as well. Quite a storyline, Kelly, when you talk about the East team. Offensive line, they've got twins, and they're headed to Florida.
Oh, absolutely. And you can see, you can't hardly tell them apart. It was a treat to be around them, charismatic players. But the thing is, they play the game very, very similarly. They have a similar skill set, very aggressive. They move well. Florida is in for a treat with these two young men, and it's about the offensive line for the East. Blocking particularly for this guy, Jonathan Dwyer. He brings the entire package to the game. He's a speed guy, but don't make a mistake when you come up to tackle him because he's very physical as well.
So Marquise and Michael Pouncey, the twins, headed to Florida to play for Urban Meyer. A big story with Dwyer offensively for the East. The West will like to pass the ball. We've got three great quarterbacks right up your alley, Kelly, led by Brock Mansion, headed to Cal.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting them playing time is going to be interesting. Mansion, probably the most complete, true pocket passer, a very big young man, great feet. And then Kenny going to Texas. He's probably the most well-rounded as far as understanding the game, a coach's son. And then B.J. Coleman. He's the diamond in the rough. Needs some work on his feet, but he has a gigantic major college arm.
So, Kelly, we're looking forward to hearing from the head coaches as well in this game. Ron Salinger was a longtime assistant at Miami for Jimmy Johnson and for Larry Coker. Won a couple national championships. He replaces Kim Helton today.
They did a great job organizing this event. Put some class people together, and I'm just going to, you know, I'm just doing what basically Kim would have wanted. That's what I had already done. I had everything already prepared, so that's basically what I'm doing. I have a little bit of my own stuff in there, but not much. And, you know, we just did that. We're probably doing a little bit too much, maybe, you know, because we put in quite a few plays, and it's been a lot of fun, though.
But we're really impressed with the caliber of the young men that are here. Not only the football ability, but the fact that they're outstanding young guys. They're fun to coach. They want to get better. They're competitive. They work hard. I don't know what you could ask. I don't know that you could ask for much more from them.
And certainly interesting to see these two head coaches. Ron Lynn, great experience. He made a Super Bowl with Bill Callahan with the Raiders a couple years back.
Yeah, talent on the field, but the talent in the coaching staff blown me away when I came down here to this game.
Not bad. Ron Salinger, 14 bowl games, 2 national championships with Miami. So the coaches, the players, and the broadcasters are ready here in steamy Orlando, Florida. Well, the kickoff coming your way next. Check 1 2 1 2. Okay, all right.
Yeah, you guys' mics are fine. It's just me talking to you guys.
Okay. So Kelly, you're on this one now, bro.
Sorry.
Here, no, it's okay. Why don't you take that box? That's your personal. That's you.
It's always an adventure, huh, David?
Mic check 1 2 3 for Dave. Check 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 1 2 3 1 2 3. Mic check.
Yeah, mic check for Kelly. 1 2 3 10 9 8 7 6. Are we good to go? I'm on play-by-play.
No, you're on spare right now.
Oh, okay.
Want me to try and go back to play-by-play?
Okay, I'm on play-by-play now.
Today's game is brought to you by MSL Sports, by Gatorade, by Velocity, by Schutt, by Tops, by Oppenheimer Funds, by Nivea for Men, and by Disney Wide World of Sports.
I don't hear anything.
Beautiful day for high school football here in Orlando, Florida, the Disney Wide World of Sports complex, as we are getting set for the East meets West inaugural high school football All-American game. As promised, third member of our crew, Gene Gold, on the sidelines.
Thanks, Dave. You would think you would need prior high school coaching experience to coach in this high school All-American game. That's actually not the case. Let me fill you in. On the west side, Ron Lynn spent the last 23 years of his coaching life in professional football. During that time, he had a stint as a defensive coordinator at San Diego, Washington, and Cincinnati. Prior to that, he was in the college ranks. He never coached a down of high school football in his life, and he told me that is the biggest void in his coaching life. Now, on the other sideline, Don Solinger. He spent 12 years as an assistant at Miami, a running backs coach, and a special teams coordinator. Prior to that, 21 years as a high school football coach. So while their coaching resumes do contrast a bit, they do have one thing in common, guys. They both had a blast coaching these guys this week.
Yeah, that's one thing that really struck me is the level of coaching down here. These kids were in for a treat. I hope they understood that. It sounds like they did when we had a chance to talk to them. A ton of experience.
Ron Lynn, a longtime NFL coach, assistant to Bill Callahan. Super Bowl 37 in San Diego when they lost to the Buccaneers 48-21. Just amazing. Originally from Struthers, Ohio, near Youngstown, and we're about set to go here. The first ever East meets West game. The West receives here with Jai Cavness from Houston headed to TCU, and Foswit Whitaker, who is headed to Texas. And that ball goes through the end zone for a touchback on the big kick from the East. And Michael Grudy from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and St. Thomas Aquinas High School. He and Wes Byam are the great kickers, and both are Division I prospects. We will see plenty of players here, Kelly, who are bound for Division 1A programs, and several going to BCS schools are going to try to make an impact this fall.
Yeah, no question about that. There are a ton of good players out here. A lot of them obviously know where they're already going. That can change, but we don't have the ability to know who's going to be in the game when, so stick with us. There are no starting lineups. It's going to be a very fluid situation in an all-star game.
A lot of rotation going on between these teams. B.J. Coleman will start at quarterback for the West team, clad in the blues here. He's from Chattanooga, Tennessee at 6'4", 210 pounds. He's headed to Tennessee to play for Phil Fulmer. Went to the Macaulay School and a sports management major. That's his plan in college. Handoff on the first play. Carrying is Foswit Whitaker. We told you about him. He's running back from Houston, picks up 3 as he tries the right side. Tackle made by Jeremy Finch. Safety from Warren Central High School at great program in Indianapolis. He's headed to Wisconsin.
And you can see right now the style of offense that the West is going to run to take advantage of two strengths, a ton of quarterbacks and a ton of wide receivers. So they're going to run the traditional spread set that we see in college football today.
We'll check with me here. Spread offenses, we plan to see that. Not a lot of huddle from either side, probably. The teams had about 4 days to install their offense. And Coleman, who's Mr. Football Tennessee, gets hit hard. Flag is down as he's nailed for a loss of a couple yards. Here the play by Tony Tucker, a defensive end from Bowie, Maryland at 6'2", 225 pounds. And we'll check out the call. Mitch Fazio is our referee today. Umpire Chris Brown. Gary Jackson is the head linesman. Vu Vu, the side judge. Field judge Rusty Scottsdale. Jim Moten, A.J. Thomas, and Chris Mingo operates the clock today. Our on-field and off-field crew.
Remains third down.
Movement on the offensive side of the ball, and Dave, we'll keep an eye on that because in an all-star game, these players have literally had 5 practices together. And so those type of things are things that you see early in the season for college and the NFL. Obviously, we're going to see it in an all-star game.
Jai Cavness is the back to the left of the quarterback, Coleman, here. On 3rd down and 10 from the 20. Little play action. Coleman will throw for the first time. That ball for grabs, far sideline, falls incomplete. Intended for Alonzo Adams, wide receiver out of Houston. He's had a very good week of practice. Nearly 1,300 yards receiving his senior year. Late bloomer, but he's a very good student. A 3.4 GPA and a 1530 SAT. So I imagine some school would love to have him.
Yeah, no question. And in the secondary that time, Jeremy Finch, a big, strong free safety, came off the hash. Defenses can play cover 3, cover 2, or man free with the safety in the middle of the field. That time Finch was in cover 2 coming off the hash.
Tony Logan, the deep man, to receive this punt. That's a booming kick. Chris Hagerup from Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin, who's headed to Indiana with a nice punt, gets a good roll for his team. Inside the 40-yard line to the 38. And that is where, after the 42-yard kick, we'll see the East with the ball for the first time in this game. Coaches had told us yesterday that they will rotate quarterbacks. Patrick Bostic is one, along with Wes Carroll. And Cannon Smith, who's headed to Ole Miss. Smith gets the start. He's from Olive Branch High School. His dad, Fred, the CEO of FedEx, which we use every day, don't we, in our lives? There's a run right up the middle on the first play. Kenny Rowe from Long Beach, California, makes the stop after a gain of 2. On the first down run from Darren Evans, running back from Warren Central High School. Kelly, one of the top programs. They've got a few players in this game from Indianapolis. They are a powerhouse in that state. He's headed to Virginia Tech. Team's third-ranked team in the nation this year. They've won 4 straight state titles. And Evans, who's a load, gets the carry off the right side. Darren Evans, plenty of room. Close to first down yards. Needed the 49 of the East squad. He picks up about 8. It'll be 3rd and 1. Nice run from Evans.
And what we're seeing from the East is they're going to pound the football. They have a massive offensive line. We talked about the Pouncey twins. You have David Mulk at center. When we asked Coach Solinger who the best player was on his side, he actually thought the center, Mulk, was that best player. So they're going to take advantage of a very good stable of running backs behind that massive offensive line today.
Harrison Smith, the safety, made the stop. He's from Knoxville, Tennessee, and a Notre Dame commit. He'll play for Charlie Weiss next year. Evans again, nice hole through the middle. As he crosses the midfield line, gets 5. That was a first down run by Evans on the prior play, so that was a first down play. And it'll be 2nd and 5 coming up.
And Dave, when you're talking about Darren Evans at a running back, you like balance, power and speed, and that's exactly what he has. He runs very low, he gets yards after contact, and he finishes his runs well. That's why Evans is going to be a major college player at Virginia Tech.
Earl Patton made the stop from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Very interesting high school he goes to, the Southern University High School. It's on their campus in Baton Rouge. We'll tell you that story today. Here's Smith over the middle, first pass complete. And it looks like first down yards to the 40-yard line, 7-yard pickup as Cannon Smith gets the first pass completion of the day. Kenny Rowe from Long Beach, California, in on another stop. As the ball,
Nick Provo, I think,
grabbed there by Nick Provo. Yep, he is headed to Syracuse, a tight end. Nice little play over the middle of Provo, and he's a big target as well. That's 6'4", 220. They play sort of an H-back at Syracuse for Greg Robinson. So Smith on first down. Handoff. That ball taken by John Dwyer, the running back we told you about. Top of the broadcast, picks up 4 as he jives and jukes his way close to the 36-yard line. Dwyer from Marietta, Georgia, headed to Georgia Tech. He told us he had 53 1A scholarship offers, which is incredible. Yeah. There are 119 teams.
Yeah, Dwyer is that guy. He has a good feel for the game. He's patient. He has good vision, and you can see it right there. It was actually the point of attack was to the right side of the center, and he cuts it back. Good backs have good vision.
Opportunity to meet with Dwyer, a lot of fun. He's a nice young man, player of the year in Georgia, wants to be a business major at Georgia Tech. Part of a state champion 100 and 200 meter effort. Florida State, Georgia, among many seeking the services of John Dwyer. He said us
53
to us he had 2 full crates of recruiting paraphernalia, mail, flyers, all that stuff.
It's amazing when you have to hire someone to answer your mail as a high school athlete. That's a pretty amazing thing. I'm not sure what the stoppage is out here.
Equipment issue.
Equipment issue, get players water. It's incredibly hot here. So they're probably going to have some hydration timeouts that we maybe aren't aware of. You can see the temperature, 81, humidity's off the hook. The wind isn't blowing. We could actually use a little breeze, huh, Dave?
I wouldn't mind it at all, partner. Michael Pouncey, the offensive lineman we told you about, one of the Pouncey twins headed for Florida, had the equipment issue. Cannon Smith throws again, play action, fires on the far side. That's incomplete. Looks for Ron Gronkowski, the tight end from the Pittsburgh area, who's thinking about Penn State, West Virginia, and Pitt. And he's quite a load, too. Big target at 6'6", 255 pounds.
And you can see what Cannon Smith does. He's a very good manager of the ball handling skills, and then it's outside the pocket. He's not a very big quarterback, certainly not a prototypical drop back type of guy. So it's play action, get Smith outside where he can see him. And that time Gronkowski was coming on the drag over the top, and Smith just couldn't find him.
So we'll see if the East team, clad in the red here, can convert on this third down. 3rd and 6 from the 36 of the West. Smith, a handoff. Dwyer grabs it, makes one nice move, lunges inside the 30. Give him 7 yards. Should have enough for a first down for the East side. Excellent run by John Dwyer. We told you about his speed. He told us this week, Kelly, when we spoke with him, that Chan Gilly thinks he's got a good shot to actually play this year and not redshirt at Georgia Tech.
Yeah, I think he's going to have an immediate impact at Georgia Tech. But look at the yards after contact. He's a speed guy, so you think, well, he's going to go down the first time he gets popped. But watch this. Right there, he should go down. He needs a couple extra for the first down, and that's exactly what he does. Productivity after contact is tremendous at the running back position.
Got some pretty good competition, though, in Atlanta with the Yellow Jackets and Tashard Choice, who's a junior, had a great year last year. Here's the carry, first time in the game. Running there is Dale Martin Jr. He lost the ball at that end of the run. And a 9-yard pickup for Jr., who made some news just before this game. Martin Jr. did by announcing that he will attend Louisville to play for Bobby Petrino and the Cardinals.
And Martin Jr. is that slasher, more of an I-back type of guy. He's not going to shake and bake a whole lot. Get him in the I-back position, get him a 7-yard run at it, and it's more downhill style with Martin.
Carmen Messina is the up-back. He's headed to New Mexico from Addison, Illinois, near Chicago. Martin Jr. carries again on the right side, and he's pushed out of bounds after a gain of 7. Nice scamper on the right side for Dale Martin Jr.
Dave, you can already see up front, the East offensive line. There's no penetration. They're able to move guys from one spot to a new point of attack because that offensive line, especially the Pouncey brothers, can move from one place to another. And then you have Mulk in the middle. Nick Clater, 64, is at one tackle. And Tyler Doring, 79, is at the other tackle. And then you have Martin. And those running backs are going to continue to get in. And notice the coaching staff for the East puts him in the right offense when you get a new running back in there. If it's an I-back guy, put him in I-back. If he's not, put him in spread and let him shake a little bit.
Well, the Pouncies are big, aren't they? They wear 66 and 67, and they are just huge. Flag flies on the far side. The run by Darren Evans back into the game, the Warren Central product from Indianapolis, and we'll check out the call.
I think you're going to get a holdout ride on an edge run in a game like this.
Right you are.
I don't know if we're going to be able to see it, but out on the right side, the guard stepping around, fullback leading out there as well. It looks actually like it's the tight end at the point of attack. And when you feel the defensive lineman sliding off and you're at the point of attack, obviously the eyes of the official are going to be at the point of attack as well. You have to give it up.
This is the inaugural East meets West football All-American game. High school all-star game to finish out the career of these great players, many of whom are headed to Division I-A powerhouse programs, including Kenneth Smith, quarterback, going to Ole Miss. Handoff again. Tries the left side, and big Darren Evans at 6'2", 210, bound to play for Frank Beamer in Blacksburg at Virginia Tech, gets 2 hard-earned yards. Stop made there by Lamarck Brown, the safety. He's going to Kansas State.
Yeah, Lamarck Brown actually was listed as a running back coming into this game. Once again, moving the point of attack. That back bounces it outside, does Evans, but I think the strength of the West defense is speed. I think if you run right at that defense, you're going to have some success. Get it out wide, and I think that speed's going to catch you around the corner.
Ryan Houston is coming to the game now, Kelly, to be the featured back.
Someone's going to get a headache. He's a big dude.
And someone's going to get direct snap, as in Ryan Houston. Because Smith has split out to the right. So here's Houston, who was bound to play at North Carolina. He's from Charlotte at 6'3", 245 pounds, and he pulls his way ahead for a pickup of 2.
And needless to say, Ryan Houston's a downhill type of runner. He's not going to go east and west a whole lot. 6'3", 245, and I think that might be a little light. See the direct snap, pull an offensive guard, get extra guys at the point of attack and you have a 245-plus back, the pile's going to move.
3rd and 15 now from the 16. We're playing 15-minute quarters. Usually in high school ball, it's for 12-minute quarters. Smith play action. Throws again on 3rd down. Chucks it in the end zone over everyone's head. And that is incomplete. John Calhoun, actually the corner from Verbum Day High School in the Watts section of Los Angeles, was the closest to it. It's incomplete.
Those are the type of things, Dave, you see in an all-star game where a receiver and a quarterback have to be on the same page. And against whatever particular coverage, they have to make an adjustment, and they don't read each other very well, and you could see it on that play.
Wes Byam from St. Thomas Aquinas High School here in the state of Florida will try a 33-yarder. He is an Auburn commit to play for Tommy Tuberville in Alabama. 6'2", 195 pounds, looked good in warm-up. Now in this game, the players are not allowed to rush most field goal PAT tries. And it wouldn't have mattered for Byram. It's perfect from 33 yards. First points, 3-0 game, East over the West. More to come from Orlando.
I mean, I don't hear anything, so nothing there? Not from the truck. I have nothing yet. And so I need to know when a replay's coming.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
I need to know like that when there's a commercial, so I don't start something with Dave's starting. Okay. So feel free to yeah. That'd be great. Anything else?
I'm going to say we're back at the Disney's Wide World of Sports complex in Orlando, Florida. All right. I'm just going to, and then I'm going to say for the East. All right. It's just going to be a generic VO over. I guess you're going to have. I'm going to say just welcome back. Listen, welcome back. East meets West All-Star game. Before the game, there was a moment of silence for Nathan Chandler's father, Nate Bubba Chandler, who passed away last week. And then I'm just going to be a quick lead, okay? We're back at Disney's Wide World of Sports complex in Orlando, Florida. The East meets West high school football All-American game, and prior to the game, there was a moment of silence for Nathan Chandler's father, Nate Bubba Chandler, who passed away last week after a long illness. Nate made the way all the way from San Diego to play in this game while grieving. That shows the kind of courage this kid has, but his father wouldn't have wanted it any other way.
One of the last words that he said is just go out here and do my job. Before I came out here, I think that morning. And the reason I didn't go back home is because he wanted me to do this, and I'm doing it for him.
Nathan will be playing his college ball at UCLA. He said that his father always wanted to see him play at UCLA. And I know, Dave, somewhere up there, he's going to see it.
Gene, really a very moving story, no question about that. I had a chance to speak with Nate before the game today. He actually found out, along with his mom, in Dallas, Texas, on a layover en route to Orlando for this game. His mom turned back to go help with the funeral proceedings, and Nate went on to play in this game, as Gene told us.
Wow.
And Nate seems very well grounded as the kick is through the end zone for a touchback off the strong leg of Wes Byram, who had that field goal a moment ago. And Nate said that really his dad so supportive of his whole football career, and as Gene said, hit the nail on the head. He would not have had it any other way.
Yeah, and obviously football isn't life, but football is an important part of life for some people. And Daddy Bubba Chandler wanted him here, and Nate's going to make the most of it and probably go on to have a tremendous career at UCLA as well.
To be a tight end. DJ Kinney has come to the game. The West team down by 3 here, clad in the blue in the inaugural East meets West All-Star Football Classic. He's from Gilmer, Texas, and what an inspirational story for him as well. Hands off on the first play for him today to Jai Kapnis, running back from Houston, headed to TCU. Al-Jafar Lane, who's a very interesting personality, defensive end linebacker type who's headed to Rutgers from East Orange, New Jersey, makes the stop. He's quite a character. We met with him the other day, and he is pumped about Rutgers football. Kinney out of the shotgun again. He's a big kid too. Carries himself this time. Runs over some tacklers. Finally drilled by Kevin Rouse, the linebacker from Yorkville, Illinois, near Joliet. Pickup of 11 there, first down. He's headed to Wisconsin as Rouse, but Kinney's showing us something in the open field.
And this is Kinney's offense. He ran this in high school. The gun spread set. You can see right here he does a very good job of reading the end man on the line of scrimmage, and if no one comes to take you, you just turn it around the corner and get up the field.
Quarterback draw again. This time it is swallowed up, nothing doing. Great penetration from Al-Jafar Lane again from East Orange, New Jersey. On second down rather. Third down coming up.
Great penetration up front. Not a whole lot on the offensive line at that point in time. But Lane does a very nice job, and that's really what he's relentless and he's aggressive off the initial contact and does a very nice job of getting off that initial block.
They did get a first down, Kelly, on that short run. So it's 1st and 10 from 30, just over 7 minutes to go here, first quarter. First pass of the game, Kinney is complete. Brandon Collins, the wideout, brings in for a pickup of 12. Collins from Brenham, Texas, headed to play for Mack Brown at UT in Austin. An All-State, Greater Houston All-Area player in the Brazos Valley.
And Collins is probably the most polished receiver maybe in this game today. Does a lot of things well. Catch the ball first, get your shoulders square to the line of scrimmage, and then use your feet to make a play. And we also see Brock Manchin coming into the game. The West is going to rotate every 4 plays at quarterback and other positions, so that's why Manchin is in there now.
So quick rotation. You got to pay attention to your scorecard here. Manchin, who's headed to Cal, handoff Foswit Whitaker, picks up 11 yards. Another nice run on a first down play. He's headed to Texas from Pearland, Texas, near Houston. He's the 6th all-time leading running back in terms of production in that state, Kelly. That's saying something.
Yeah, no kidding. That's a state that loves their game of football. He's a very versatile back. That's the one adjective that describes him. He does a lot of things extremely well.
So Manchin, whose dad Hans played at Texas Tech, was a wide receiver, is the quarterback headed to Cal. He's from Plano, Texas. Whitaker, nothing doing this time at all. What a stop made by Justin Sims from Mobile, Alabama. Loss of 2. Sims at 5'11", 195, undecided yet for his college choice, but plenty will be coming to make the call on him.
Yeah, Justin Sims from the middle linebacker position, a very quick read, run recognition. Linebackers are first and foremost about recognizing the play. Read your keys up front and get a good jump on the football.
4 receivers in the game here for Manchin, 2nd and 12 from the 48. Screen pass set up. Ball brought in on the far side. The receiver again on the play is Reggie Dunn. He is a wide receiver from Compton, California. Another one of the products from Verbum Day High School. Pick up a 13 there. He had a very good week. The coaches told us just tore it up. A slot receiver type was being recruited by Washington, Oregon State, and Oregon.
Yeah, the throwback, the jet screen to the wide receiver. Dunn does a nice job, and Brock Manchin has a good feel for that offense as well. Spent most of his career in the gun doing the very same thing.
Now Dan Durking is the featured back to the right of Manchin here. Stands at the 41. He'll not get the pitch on a fake. Manchin keeps, and he'll get 4. Brock Manchin at 6'5", 230. He's from Plano, Texas, Kelly, near Dallas. And his family, you talked about his dad, Hans, was a receiver at Texas Tech. A lot of connections, though, with Texas football. But Manchin said, yeah, I didn't want the next Vince Young looking over my shoulder. I'm going to go to Cal and play for Jeff Tedford.
Yeah, not a bad choice. Jeff Tedford, the quarterback guru, he'll be taught something when he gets there. There's no question about it.
And quick rotation, because B.J. Coleman, who started the game at quarterback, is back in. He is the product from Chattanooga, Tennessee, headed to play for the Vols in Knoxville next year. Screen pass brought in on the far side. Brandon Collins from Brenham, Texas, makes the grab. Give him 5 yards on the play. A little hurry up here, no huddle, and lots of rotation with quarterbacks.
Dave, you got to stay on your toes, my friend, because they're going to be in and out. But what's interesting to me is this offense is fairly complex, using a lot of wide receivers, a lot of misdirection, but this team handled it very well. Very impressive when we watched them in practice yesterday.
3 wideouts now to the right of B.J. Coleman. Quick handoff, grabbed there by Foswit Whitaker. His dad's name is Foster, last name Whitaker, so
there
that's
you go.
Why you have Foswit, he told us. He's a very good student 3.952 GPA and an SAT at 1450, so you know Mac Brown will be glad to have him at Texas.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot higher than that. They call him Fozzie, I believe.
That's right.
It fits him perfectly.
It does.
He's a guy that's kind of a jitterbug in the backfield. A lot of quicks to him.
Yeah, he wants to study engineering and architecture at UT. Good programs there. They'll end around. Carrying here is done. Tries to break a tackle, shake a couple others to the 26-yard line. That's it because they lost 3. Great pursuit. The play strung out on the far side by Jatavius Jackson from Belle Glade, Florida. That great Glade Central program being recruited by Florida, Florida State, and Auburn.
The Jackson, that offside or backside defensive tackle, does a nice job of staying home. Defensive tackle is about A, explosion, and B, get penetration and then hunt the football. And if you're the backside tackle, you have to stay home because you're not going to chase it down anyway.
2nd and 13 from the 26. Under 4 to go in our first quarter. They fake to Jai Cavness. Coleman throwing on the near side. That ball is brought in. Great catch made. Williams in the corner.
And it was really hard to tell if that ball was to Williams or it was to number 10, Nathan Chandler. They were both over there. Chandler went to the corner, and Williams ended up out there as well. This ball actually looks like it's to Chandler, the tight end going across. But, hey, if you're a receiver and the ball's in the neighborhood, go get it.
Big pickup, 24 yards. And right back into the game is G.J. Kinney trying to carry for the first touchdown of this inaugural East Meets West All-Star Classic. Gets 1 to the 1-yard line.
Number 66, Andre McCaskey. The guard on that side was trying to lead the play. Actually, he's on the right side and pulled and got in front over on that side.
Kinney stays in the game. McCaskey is headed to Texas as well. He's from Lamarck, Texas. Carry off right tackle and a touchdown for Dan Dierking from Wheaton, Illinois. He's headed to play at Purdue, as did his dad, Scott Dierking, who also played with the New York Giants in the NFL.
And Dierking will be used for that very thing right there. He's a shorter back, 5'9", 185, will bulk up from that, obviously, but you can't see him behind the line of scrimmage. So on the goal line, he's a tremendous weapon because he gets hidden back there.
Well, these quarterbacks are busy, aren't they? B.J. Coleman back out to hold now for the kick of Jimmy Stevens. And he's got it. Stevens from Oklahoma City is headed to play for Bob Stoops at Oklahoma. 7-3 game, under 3 to go in the first quarter from Orlando. Who was that? 18? I have nowhere. What's his name? I don't have him anywhere. Never heard of him. 18. Malcolm Williams. Totally missed him. What's that?
Talk to me over spare ISP, Mario.
That's what I had listed. I'm just doing what I was told.
1-2, spare ISP. Someone talk to me.
We got about 100 mistakes so far. Bobby Stooks.
Mario, you talking to me?
Yeah, I got you, Bobby.
Yes, I am.
Whoa. Sure. Yeah, that's a great idea. Lee.
Who's Mario?
Oh, that's fine, man. Yep. No, just nope. I had a player who was not on the roster, and any of my rosters who caught that pass that Williams get, I've never heard of him before. That's what happens, man. You just need to do this again. We got to have detailed, organized rosters. Man. All right, pal. Now, one of the big stories of this game for the East, the offensive line. 2 guards, Marquise and Michael Pouncey, identical twins from Lakeland, Florida. They won 3 straight state titles. So, do these two get along or what?
Oh, no question about it.
He think he tell me what to do. I mean, stuff like that just don't work. You don't kick around here. Man, he just say stuff at the wrong time, you know. That's the thing that bothers me the most about him, you know. We'll be being serious and he want to play around. It kills me.
Well, those two certainly fun-loving, and Kelly, we had a chance to meet with them yesterday. Originally, they had committed to Bobby Bowden and Florida State, but changed their mind. They really like the offensive style, plus, of course, the success that Urban Meyer's got going at Florida. They will enroll on Monday, just in time to watch the national championship game with their new fellow students in Gainesville. How about that for time?
Yeah, what a great way to hit campus, especially if Florida wins that game. But I'll tell you what, those guys also have the mindset as freshmen out of high school with a team that may win the national championship. They're going in to compete for a starting position. No redshirt thought about those two young men, which is pretty incredible.
Florida coaches have told the Pouncey twins they will play guard in college. They played a lot of tackle in high school for good reason.
Another way they'll be separated. They've played side by side their entire career. Now they'll have a center between them their career as a Gator.
So Jimmy Stevens, who just tacked on the PA team after the Durking touchdown run, will kick to Tony Logan and Daryl Robertson. Logan will grab it, and automatically we got touchback here to avoid injury on kick return plays. Some rules have been put in to adjust for safety.
Well, let's talk about a few of them. On the offensive side of the ball, you can't run motion. You can basically run any type of offense you want. You just can't motion people in reformation because of the lack of time to teach a defense to adjust. On the defensive side of the ball, it's a 4-3 alignment. You cannot blitz in terms of getting after the quarterback, but you can run blitz. That's where the gray area comes into play. You can play a 3-deep zone, a 2-deep zone, or you can leave your safety in the middle of the field and play man-to-man everywhere else.
John Dwyer and Carmen Messina are in the eye here on this next possession for the East. Suddenly down by a few points. Wes Carroll is the quarterback, and Dwyer, a nice carry as he blasts through the left side. Pickup of 8 on the play for John Dwyer. Tackle was made by Jordan Bernstein. He's the safety from Des Moines, Iowa, is headed to play for the University of Iowa, and Kirk Ferentz.
Yeah, Kirk Ferentz is going to love Bernstein. He's a guy that already has pretty good technique for a senior coming out of high school, and that Iowa coaching staff is all about technique, so he'll fit in well as a Hawkeye.
Bernstein's uncle, Rod Bernstein, the great H-back of the Chargers from Denver, had a great career in the NFL. 2nd and 2. Carry to the second man through, and blasting through again is Ryan Houston at nearly 250 pounds. The future Tar Heel headed to North Carolina. Got 4 on the play.
Well, you use the word blast, Dave, and that's the appropriate word. He absolutely blasts through the hole. He's a load, and watch things move when he gets there. You know, he doesn't go down at first contact. There's about 3 guys at the end of the day from the west it takes him to get Houston to the ground.
Wes Carroll stays in at quarterback. He's from Fort Lauderdale area, St. Thomas Aquinas High School, headed to Mississippi State. Play for Sylvester Croom. On the bootleg, Design gets hit pretty hard outside the 35-yard line, nailed there by Akeem Ayers, a linebacker from Verbum Day High School in L.A. He is a UCLA commit. Pick up a 4.
You can see the quarterbacks. This time it's Wes Carroll. Before it was Cannon Smith, but it's the same type of player. Very good managers of the game. They have to handle the ball, but it's mainly about giving to big running backs, and if they're going to throw, it's play action and get those smaller guys outside the pocket to get them better vision to the receivers they're trying to find.
Akeem Ayers is part of that very interesting high school in the Watts section of L.A., Verbum Day. It's an all-boys school, and on Fridays, the entire enrollment has a job. They actually go to a job and go to work. Dane Salzenbacher on the reception. The future Ohio State Buckeye makes a nice play. Down the left sideline from Toledo at 5'11", 174 pounds. Makes something happen with that screen.
Yeah, Dave, I think that's the #1 thing that coaches look for when they're recruiting receivers is, can you do something with the football after you catch it? And this is doing it. Salzenbacher getting upfield, and that time it was just a matter of get what you see. He had open space. Don't dilly-dally. Get up the field and get as many yards as you can.
Pickup of 20 on the play for Salzenbacher.
Did I just use the word dilly-dally?
I think you did. It sounded good, though. It fit well, I thought. Reminds a lot of people of Anthony Gonzalez, a great receiver going for a national championship on Monday for Ohio State. Here's Dale Martin Jr. Shakes a couple tackles, steps out of another, still going with it, pushed out of bounds on the far side. Harrison Smith was over there, the safety from Knoxville, a commit to Notre Dame. Pick up a 2 for the future Louisville Cardinal, Dale Martin Jr.
Martin Jr., like we talked about, is more of the I-back type of guy. He's not going to do a lot of things doing this, going east to west. He's more of a downhill type of guy, hit the hole, make yards after contact, but that's exactly what you'll have to do against number 33 Martin. Bounce him to the outside and then pursue him.
2nd and 8, under a minute to go here, Kelly, in our first quarter. They're playing 4 15-minute quarters. First time these high school players ever had such a long game. Used to the 48-minute variety. Smith screen pass again. Brought in there, Tony Clemens makes a nice move. Gets away from tacklers. Here's Clemens. Got a reverse field. Tony Clemens gets a block. He's sprung on the far side for big yardage. From New Kensington, Pennsylvania, Tony Clemens makes something out of nothing. Give him 14 yards.
You know, once again, making something happen when you get the ball in your hands. Clemens, the first thing they say is body control. That's control, when you can keep balanced and then take advantage of the defense when they over pursue that time. The offensive line, they actually weren't working very hard, and in the end it worked very well, because right at this point it's almost like a punt return. Look at that offensive line have the wall set up to that side.
And what did Lloyd Carr say at Michigan? Yeah, you go get him. He's a future Wolverine, headed to A Squared in Ann Arbor. Tony Clemens makes a nice play. So first down, waning seconds here in the first quarter. Look out. Nailed there is Darren Evans by a couple of tacklers. And that is big on big there. Billy Wynn, the Las Vegas native who's headed to play for Boise State, and Chris Peterson after their miraculous 13-0 run. Helps make a nice tackle there to end our first quarter from Orlando. 7-3 score. East meeting West. The inaugural All-Star Classic from Disney World. We've got much more coming your way on ESPNU. I don't think he hears you at all, buddy. That's really tough.
Yeah, you got to just make sure you communicate to Larry. I have to hear it. He has to talk to you, talk just like he would talk to me. Right. I mean, I don't know when a feature is coming. I don't know squat.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's okay. Okay. Score and promo here, Kelly. Score and hoops promo. Thank you, sir. Second and 10. All right.
Doing a promo out of the break.
A lot of bullets flying. Portions of 4. Uh-huh. Oh. So when is that happening? Okay. All right. Getting set to start the second quarter from here in Orlando. Lone touchdown of the game belongs to Dan Durkee. He's running back headed to Purdue, just like his dad. College basketball coming your way on ESPNU. Saturday night, ACC Showdown. Wake Forest taking on Miami. It's college basketball presented by Citi on ESPNU. Saturday, 7:30 Eastern time. For more, log on to ESPNU.com. Big weekend. Football bowl games wrapping up. International Bowl, Toronto. The GMAC Bowl, Mobile, Alabama tomorrow. And then, of course, the National Championship game on Monday. We've got a couple future Gators and Buckeyes in this game today, Kelly. You know, some good-natured ribbing going on with the guys all week in the hotel.
Probably a little wager or two that's been laid.
So it's 2nd and 10, 26-yard line underway in this second quarter. Wes Carroll, the quarterback, headed for Mississippi State. And the handoff Goes there to Messina. He is a future Lobo at New Mexico. And Kelly, you and I saw New Mexico and Rocky Long's team finish up their year in the inaugural New Mexico Bowl, lost to San Jose State.
And he might be able to go down there and make a difference. I think it's a pretty good fit for him, offensive-wise, similar to what he's being asked to do here. Right now, the East has to get a drive together. Running the football, they have to be able to finish. That's tough to do when you've only practiced together 5 times.
Carroll on the quarterback draw. Look out, nailed and sent backwards. Billy Wynn. A loss of 1. We told you about Wynn, the Las Vegas native, met with Billy the other day. Very excited about playing for Chris Peterson at Boise State. And can you believe the finish of that Boise State-Oklahoma Bowl game?
Yeah.
The old hook and ladder, huh?
Wow, it'll be hard to see a game that good. There might be games that are similar, but man alive, it had absolutely everything.
One of the best kickers in the nation, Wes Byram, will try another from St. Thomas Aquinas High School, Fort Lauderdale. He's headed to Auburn. Already has 1 field goal on the day. It's a 44-yard attempt. That one is knuckled and well wide to the left and missed by Wes Byram.
And Byram has a gigantic leg. 95% of his kicks go into the end zone, his kickoffs, but that's the erratic part. He needs to obviously be able to get more consistent on his field goal attempts, but there's no question about the strength of that young man's leg.
So Wes Byram, whose special teams coach Tim Conrad is here with him. We had to mention Tim's name. Did such a great job at St. Thomas Aquinas. It's kicker high is what they call it there. He'll play for Auburn at BCS school. Here are the BCS bowl games from this year, and I think the Boise game may go down as one of the best all-time finishes. I mean,
yeah.
7 seconds, they send it to overtime, then win it in the extra sessions. That was something. A lot of the players in this game are bound for BCS schools, including DJ Kinney, the quarterback for the West. #1 headed for Texas. And a handoff on the first down play, gets 2 yards. As they get to Jai Cavness. And how about the Big East Conference, speaking of BCS, as Cincinnati wins the International Bowl for the first time in league history. Mike Tranghese, the commissioner, one happy guy. The conference goes 5-0 in bowl games this year.
Respect is what the Big East is looking for. They might have it now.
Here's the pitch. Cavness gets it, and he gets belted on the near side after a nice pickup. Give him 5. Rennie Curran from Milburn, Georgia. They call him the Liberian Dream. He was born in Africa and has overcome great difficulty to get this far.
Watch Curran float to the ball right there, come in and lay Cavness out, but it's the shake at the corner that makes Cavness a special player. He has a good understanding, he's decisive, but it's that little shimmy that not many of us have.
3rd and 3 here. Curran, by the way, is headed to play for Mark Richt at Georgia, also offered by Auburn, Georgia Tech, Mississippi State, and Boston College. Handoff, Foswicke Whitaker tries the right side, breaks some tackles into the secondary across the 40-yard line before he's gang tackled. Foswicke Whitaker, who will play for Mack Brown of Texas. Forward progress mark at the 40. On a nice run.
And Fozzie is versatile, as we said before, but he's going to have to put on some weight if he's going to play in that Big 12 schedule that obviously Texas has to face. But you can see the skill set is there. He's a very versatile guy. He has the speed, and he's physical for his size. And when you add about 20, 25 pounds to the young man, he's going to be a special player.
C.J. Peak put him down. Safety from Dayton, Ohio. Kelly, he's headed to play at Wisconsin. There are 4 safeties leaving Brett Bielema's team. The Badgers with a school record 12 wins this year. And flag stop play. False start. We'll back up the West 5.
Michael Ray, number 61, the left tackle, moved just a little bit prematurely. But that offensive line, we talked a lot about the East offensive line, but the West offensive line is getting it done as well. And actually, Michael Ray has moved out to tackle. He was projected to be a guard in this game, but had to move out there because of a couple of guys not showing up.
Brock Manchin back into the game. His pass tipped and incomplete. Alonzo Adams, a wide receiver from Houston, who had a very good season. Not sure where he's going to end up. Tulane, TCU involved in recruiting him, trying to grab that tip ball.
And Rennie Curran, 58, the middle linebacker, he's a special player. You've talked about him a couple times already, but watch him flow. He's out of the game right now, but watch him flow from his middle linebacker position. Absolutely no hesitation.
2nd and 15 for Mansion. The future Cal Golden Bear. Pitch there to Durkin, lost the handle on the option pitch, grabs it, and then gets absolutely crushed on the far side after he grabbed it when the knee hit the ground. Officials stopped play. Loss of 13 yards on the pitch try to Dan Durkin.
Running back's #1 responsibility is ball security. Look the ball into your hand, and Dan just looks up a little bit too soon to see that edge. The edge was there. That's why Dan took his eyes off the football.
From Wheaton, Illinois, the Illinois Gatorade Player of the Year, National Offensive Player of the Year, and also a National Honor Society member. A lot of the players in this game, great students too. And it was a real pleasure to speak with a lot of these guys this week. Mansion and the West offense in some big trouble here, though. Cavness gets a handoff on the draw play. It was 3rd and 29. He scampers outside of the 34-yard line. Pickup on the play of 14 yards for Jai Cavness, who's bound to play for TCU.
Cavness has the good ability not only to see the field, but he has that burst to the hole. A lot of times a hole is open, but it's the burst and acceleration to take advantage of it. That time it was 3rd and 29, so picking up 9 or 10 didn't really matter. But that young man gets to the hole quickly.
Chris Hagerup is the punter. He is headed to play for Indiana. In fact, had to miss part of the festivities this week with practice because he needed to go through an orientation up at campus in Bloomington.
First things first, right?
That's exactly right. Jeremy Finch to receive, and he gets belted as he does so. He is headed to Wisconsin. A safety and a good one. Nice play on special teams. 7-3 game, 2nd quarter. Right there. Am I reading? It's okay. Am I reading billboards here, Larry? Which ones? Okay. Got it. Thanks, man. First 4. And shut. Okay. Will you give me a second to give me the ESPNU All-American, that thing? Okay. All right. Okay. Rough. ESPNU's All-American East-West game is brought to you by MSL Sports, by Gatorade, by Velocity Sports Performance, and by Shutt. Welcome back, everyone. Dave Ryan, Kelly Stouffer for Gene Golda. Our broadcast crew from Walt Disney World in Orlando. We're in the 2nd quarter of the inaugural East meets West High School All-American Classic. 7-3 game on Dan Durking's 1-yard touchdown plunge at the end of the 1st quarter. I want to make a correction too, Kelly. Dan's dad played for the Jets, not the Giants. Fans up in New York don't want to hear that confusion.
Yeah.
We can't make that.
Close proximity, but a world apart, right?
I'll say. So the East down here. We'll try another possession. Peter Lalich will be the quarterback. He is headed to play at Virginia. An Elite 11 camp member fumbles the first snap, then fires on the far side. Pass is brought in by Tony Logan. Big game for Logan. Inside the 30 down to the 25-yard line. The speedy receiver from Piscataway, New Jersey on the move. And a huge pickup on the play.
And look how the offense changed when Lalich came in. He goes to the gun. He's a very good pocket passer. That's why he's back there throwing the football. A good athlete. He's played most of his high school career under center, so it's been a good experience for him to get in the gun during this week of practice, playing with a different level of athlete, but he still does the same thing, Dave. He throws the ball very well, very accurate passer.
Tony Logan helps pick up 43 yards. Logan will play for Ralph Friedgen at Maryland, and apparently one of our down markers has snapped. We'll get that back and repair as quickly as possible.
The word on Logan is playmaker, and you can see it right there. He got into that void in that two-deep zone, beat the coverage at level 1, the rolled up corner, and then catch the ball in that zone and make a difference.
So we haven't seen a lot of here, Kelly. Over center for the quarterback. Lalich the handoff. Running is Dale Martin Jr. to the right side, and nothing doing there, no gain. Earl Patton shuts it down from the Southern University High School we told you about in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, on the university campus. Very old school. They've won a ton of state titles there. Ole Miss, Mississippi State involved in recruiting. Earl Patton is a good run stuffer.
Yeah, he is. 6'2", 230. He's the prototypical middle linebacker. It's about read and react, get downhill, bring your hips, and hit somebody real hard. That's what that middle linebacker position is about.
Very physical player. So Lalich this time will work out of the shotgun. He's got big Dale Martin Jr. in the backfield with him. Chaz Servino, wide receiver from Wayne, New Jersey, into the game too. Martin fumbles the pitch. And big Dale Martin Jr. gains the ball back, however. A huge loss as he's eventually thrown down on the play by Kenny Rowe from Long Beach, California. Lost there 13 yards.
We've seen that a couple of times. And Martin, in this particular case, you want to make a play. It's an all-star game. You're playing against guys you've heard about from all over the country. And sometimes you forget about doing the first things properly. And with a running back, it's looking the ball into your hands, secure the football, and then let your athletic ability take over.
I think Bobby Petrino and staff are watching right now.
Yeah,
taking notes.
Okay, note. We're going to remind that young man to keep his eye on the ball.
Security on the option pitch from Brom. Next year, maybe, or
Bobby Petrino will coach him up. We know that.
What a successful run that coach has had. Now the Big East, big-time powerhouse in Louisville. Lalich, shotgun again, fires to the far side. That ball brought in by Messina. Now make that John Dwyer, the running back, headed for Georgia Tech. He's from Marietta, Georgia. Pick up a 12 on the play.
That's the other thing. We haven't seen many passes thrown to the running backs, but the running backs in this game generally are good receivers, and Dwyer is one of those guys. He's a speed guy. He's very physical, but in the college football game today, you have to be a good receiver at that running back position as well.
44-yard field goal attempt here. Wes Byram, who's got the big leg we told you about, coming from kicker high. Players are not allowed to rush on the other side. That kick is
there you go.
Good. Barely over the crossbar. Wes Byram, the future Auburn kicker, has another field goal. He's got 2 on the day. 7-6 game.
Is Mike Grudy, the punter, also from?
Yes.
So Conrad coaches them both, right? Conrad is a head coach that coaches special
he's a special teams coach at St. Thomas Aquinas as well, and they brought him in to help out in this game.
Okay.
We go to Byram then, 18. What was Byram's other field goal? Kicker Wes Byram from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and St. Thomas Aquinas High School. 3 years in a row, his team has gone to the state final and lost to Lakeland. And the Pouncey twins play for the Lakeland team. They've now won 45 straight games. So our drive summary, Byram nails a 44-yarder, just able to squeak that one over the crossbar and showing us a pretty good range. Tim Conrad, who's an assistant coach for the East Side, is his special teams coach.